Good. Got a small crowd today. Had a good morning with the guys. Obviously, everybody's disappointed with the outcome from Saturday, but good morning, good energy, and a lot of things that we're in control of that have an opportunity to change that game, coaches and players. And at the end of the day, in this game, man, you got to constantly move forward, and you got to take advantage of every day, and can't look in the rearview mirror. You got to look out the windshield and keep driving forward. So good morning with the guys. We got an opportunity to be back home, see our fans again this coming week. Early kickoff, expect them to be a part of the game here on Saturday. We need a great week of preparation, continued growth, and get ready to go play our next football game and play in a great way. So open it up.
Questions? Start with Austin. And then Adam.
Josh, where's David Sanders at physically and then even mentally? Where's he at? Because I'm sure he's wanting to play.
Yeah, mentally, I think anytime anybody in this game gets injured and isn't cleared to play, it's a tough battle mentally. You grow, you compete, you strain to get yourself prepared to go play, and he has certainly done that. And unique injury that doctors are uncertain. That's why he's kind of been day to day for a while here, and uncertain. It's not like a sprained ankle, and I say that meaning there's not a definitive timeline, and so he's been having to fight through that. Guy wants to be out there. It hurts him badly. Our football team, guys in his position room can see that, but he's been a good teammate too, and I think as a young guy, staying the course through something that's a little bit unknown is hard. He's done a good job with it. Just got to continue to do that, and hopefully our doctors clear him here at some point relatively quickly.
Is it one of those things where you talk about no timeline, but literally he can wake up
It is. That's why he's been day to day. He's not, I'm going to say, in control of it. Our medical staff is doing everything that they can. It's a little bit of an unknown time frame. You could wake up tomorrow and be ready to go, and obviously he's had some time, some healing, and we hope that happens before we get to Saturday.
And just to follow that up, the decision of David not to play so far has not come to your desk yet. That's a medical decision, right?
And our medical staff always handles. Guys are okay to play, in this game after day one. In pads, nobody's feeling 100%, right? But it always goes through our medical staff, and they handle those decisions.
And Jermod, on Jermod McCoy, is there potential he could play before the off week, or is that way too optimistic at this point?
Before the first off week?
Yeah.
I don't know the timeline on Jermod, and I say that meaning he's gotten started, back out on the field, how his body responds, and also being ready to go play and compete are all things that he's got to continue to prepare for. He wants to be out there. He's been a great teammate. He's done a really good job in his rehab too, and so has our medical team. So it's all about how we can get him being prepared to actually go out there and play.
Paige in the back.
Through the first 3 games, how would you evaluate your third down defense?
Been some really good things, and then some things that we haven't done well enough. At times we've applied great pressure to the quarterback. Other times we can be better in it. Some of that's our pressure packages adjusting to the formations that they're seeing. And at times we played really good coverage, and at some times we've given up some things that we feel like we're in control of too. It can be alignment, technique, whatever it might be. That's an area where we can continue to get better.
Coach, just right here in front, what's one big adjustment, if anything, you need to see from your defense going into this week?
We got to do a great job against the run, but with who we're facing, what they do offensively, shift trade motions, communications, all three level, and then pass defense, but again, when I talk pass defense, you guys hear me say this a lot, it's all 11 being a part of that. It's communication, second and third level, it's pattern recognition in our zone concepts, and then it's applying, pressure to the quarterback, which can be just your front four, but it can also be, any of your 11 that are in that package.
Sam in the back and then Brent up front.
Caleb Herring told us before the season that he kind of fell out of love with the game of football after last season. He had to find that passion and all that again, and then to have a game like he did against Georgia, how is he a different player but also person this season?
Yeah, I think just mentally, has a real focus on what he wants to accomplish. Caleb's a guy that's had to deal with some injuries that have set him back from, sometimes just the opportunity to play, but also just the opportunity to grow as a player during your practices. And, super mature, cares about the guys. He's got great energy every single day. Guys that keep investing in this game reap the rewards. It's not always on your time, my time, but you're going to reap the rewards of it. And he's continued to grow and play really well.
Coach, where do you think you are in terms of developing some depth, and how worrisome is just the amount of snaps some guys are playing? I understand last game's an empty the bucket game, it's all out,
Okay.
but how worrisome is the volume of snaps some guys are playing right now?
Yeah, sometimes with injury, guys get forced into playing more of a load than you anticipate. But the other part of it is, that was a challenge to some of our young guys this morning. They got to continue to grow where we can trust them out there. So certainly in a ball game, but also just the totality of the season.
Patrick then Austin.
Coach, Chris Brazel, I think, has already exceeded his receiving yardage total from last season in 3 games. What's been the biggest difference for him through the first 3 games that's allowed him to make the plays he has?
I think attention to detail has been a huge part of his success. Understanding coverage, understanding, his role in the scheme, playing with great fundamentals and technique, and he's playing really confident, going up and attacking the football, and did a great job Saturday, and has the first couple of weeks too.
Where's David Hobbs in his recovery process? And then same thing with Jackson Moy.
Yeah, Moy day to day. Hobbs continues to do a really good job in his rehab. How fast that progresses here, I can't give you an answer today, but he's done a really good job. Hopefully, we'll have him back soon too.
Josh, how did you evaluate the performance of the linebackers on Saturday? And with some of the motions and quick stuff Georgia does, was that a bit of an issue at times for those guys?
I think all in all, there were a lot of things that were really positive from them in identification, communication, and fundamentals and technique within the scope of the scheme. There's a few things that we didn't hit on. Some of that could have been our pressure. All in all, as a football team, we weren't good enough on Saturday, coaches and players together.
Rob?
Coach, just what do you think your team learned about themselves on Saturday? And I'm not talking about moral victories, just to play in that team that way and coming, what did they come out of that team, that game with their identity?
Yeah, there's no moral victories in this game. We're certainly long past anything like that. I think competitive makeup, competitive composure, the ability to go play the next play, that's important in big games. I thought they handled themselves well majority of the night in that. I think looking at the film today, like the ownership that each individual person has to take in the things that they can do, where it's not me that allows a play to unfold. There's going to be competitive plays that you don't make, man. You're playing good competition, but it's the things that you give away in this game that hurt you.
Where would you like to see the offensive line grow the most, especially maybe when it comes to picking up the blitz and recognizing pressure?
Yeah, well, some of that's all 11 being on the same page too, right? Quarterback knowing where you're hot, when you're hot, how you got to get rid of the football where the hot answer is. Some of that's running backs, tight ends, and then the 5 guys up front. There's been a lot of really good things in our protection. There's some things that are unique to handle that we got to handle in a better way off of some of our pull pro, but all in all, there's been a lot of really good. Joey's been clean a lot of the time, and that's allowed us to get open down the field too.
What's the challenge of getting young players to understand the small details of things? Because it's at a level that they've not experienced coming out of high school. How do you convey to them that one small detail can mean that big of a deal in a game?
Well, it's showing them. That can be in the position room, can be in the unit room, can be in the team room. Small little details matter. Back to me, back away, my leverage that I got to play with, my eyes, the discipline that you have to have, formation, motion, shift, trade, all those things. And, defensive football, there's checks, and all 11 got to get on the same page too. And you can see that as you're watching the tape. Is it harder for a young guy? Yeah, because he doesn't have any of those experience where it was him. That's got to be the focal point, and it has been for our coaches and our leadership in all those rooms, not just during game week, but you've heard me say young guys don't have time to be young since January, right? So all those things got to come into it.
Last question, Patrick.
Coach, you talked at the top about moving on after a game like that. Is that easy for you to do as a coach? Is it easier for you to do as a coach than you were as a player? Just
Man,
given how
there's
competitive you
nothing
are?
easy about the disappointment of competing in the arena and being on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Nothing easy about that. But as a coach, man, you got to move forward. You watch the tape as a staff on Sunday morning, and then you got to move forward too. And your players, they're in the building on Sunday. They come in on Monday. They're going to watch the tape with our staff on Monday. Man, when you get done with that team meeting before you go on the field, you gotta flush it. And that's true whether you win or lose. It's always about progress, moving forward, and what's coming the following week. Ultimately, last Saturday, defined that week, right? We got another one this Saturday that will define this week, and we got to find a way to continue to grow.